provision of sign outline lighting. So a building with 5 tenant spaces, minimum 5 of those, right? Each one of those circuits is required to have an allocation against the service of each one of 1200 VA on the service. If you're calculating it as a conductor calculation where they're asking you what wire size would you need for the service, the wire size would include that 125% for the 1200, which is really going to be a value of 1500 VA, which you can just pencil that in there if you want. Show windows under G2. Again, commercial lighting, guys, if it's in a commercial occupancy and they don't tell you it's not continuous duty, consider continuous duty. And that includes track lighting, spot lighting, window lighting, show window lighting, anything of that nature. If it's a commercial establishment, retail stores are going to be open for 8 to 12 hours a day. It's way past your 3-hour minimum. It's continuous duty. So put yourself a note. It's 200 VA per linear foot times 125%.
What page in the code book are we?
62. So for example, if you had a 15, or let's just say a 20-foot show window lighting, or show window in a retail store, 20 feet would be calculated at 200 VA per linear foot, and then to compensate for the continuous duty, you'd multiply that by an increase of 25% to compensate for it. So you'd have a total of 5,000 VA when it's all said and done. 200 linear feet times the 20 give you 4,000, and then another 1,000 increase for the 25% increase for continuous duty. All right, we talked about Note H 1 and 2 yesterday, so you guys have a pretty good feel on that. Note I is a really important section that we deal with, and the one thing you want to separate in your mind is that residential receptacles and anything else are not the same thing. Okay? Within a residential application, you've got some required outlets that have to be included. You can't force anybody to have electric, heating or cooking or cleaning. They can have a gas, range and a gas dryer and gas heat, but they do have or will have appliances in the kitchen that they plug into those countertop outlets that have a heavier than normal, kind of constant load. And we have a requirement to provision for those. We also have a requirement for a washing machine. Not a dryer. I can't force them to have a electric dryer, but I can anticipate that an iron and an ironing board, of course, an ironing board doesn't use much electricity, but the iron itself, and a washing machine, which is motor load, things like that in a laundry room are going to be enough that I'm going to have to allocate for that. And so there's a question out there that asks you how many it's 20 amp, 125 VA outlets are required in a residential dwelling, and the answer to that is how many? 3. Still haven't heard the right answer.
For a whole house?
Yeah, in a residential dwelling, as a very bare minimum, I have got to, there's 4, right? The bathroom's the 4th one, so I have to have at least 2 small appliances for the kitchen, right? So the small appliances, 1 and 2 in the kitchen, so these are my kitchen receps. I have the laundry, and that's, and then finally the bathroom. Now the bathroom is one of those items that, I've got 1 there, and 1 there, so just count that as 4 total minimum required 20 amp service. Now that's 20 amp being a dedicated 20 amp provision for that 1 outlet. Now, bathroom outlets, hair dryers, curling irons, they're on. It's a very good, fairly high current draw when it is on, but it doesn't stay on very long.
Whatever, man.
But that was the best joke I had, and you stole it from me. I expected to say that. The matter